Hi guys, welcome back to the show. Today we're going to be doing this very dramatic blue, purple, teal, smoky eye. I originally got this idea, so I tried to go through, I don't know what type of eye look I want to do or film. I try to go through my drawers and see a shadow I haven't used in a while, or something that really speaks to me, like I hear voices. Something that says that I haven't used, or something that envisions in my head and I'm like, oh, this would make a really pretty look. So, my last Colourpop order, which was a couple months ago, I guess I decided to purchase this shadow because it intrigued me, and it is called Rex. It's Super Shock Shadow. It is like a very dark blue, but if you can't, I don't even know if it's coming across as dark blue. It has a lot of purple and blue shimmers in it. I will swatch it for you. And I had never used it, and though I had gotten it, so I brought it out on the top of my vanity. And I was like, I should really use this shade. So I'd been meaning to use it, and then I ordered the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. And I've been seeing everyone using the purples and the blues in there, and I just thought that the blue and purple in this Super Shock shadow really matched those, so I started forming an idea, and I really wanted to use that really light blue underneath because I thought it would make a great contrast. So I will say I think the look came out, honestly, even better than I thought it was going to come out. I like the look, so I hope you like the look, and if you would like to see how this look goes, please keep watching. Thanks, guys. Quickest clip of my moisturizer ever, but we're just using that Tarte H2O, drink of water, hydration, whatever. Dabbing it all over my face. I usually use this Tarte one or the L'Oreal Hydra Genius because they sink in really fast, especially if you're trying to do your makeups in a hurry. And then taking my, obviously, Dirty Motives eye base, I am just going to scoop that up with my nail and rub that all over my eye. Feel free to use a concealer or any type of eye base you would like. Then taking the Jaclyn Hill palette, I'm going in with Silk Cream. This is a very, little bit darker than my skin tone, and I'll rub this all over the eye, in the crease, above the crease, pretty much almost up to my eyebrow, but not all the way. Any transition color or skin-like color you'll have, it's just almost setting for that base and a little bit darker to start prepping the eyeballs for darker colors. Then going in with that next shade, which is MFEO, Made for Each Other. It's again a little darker than that Silk Cream. And I'm focusing this more in the crease outer edge, but you'll see me blending it all over. Since it's just a little darker, we're prepping our eyes to handle the dark shades that we're coming in with. Then we will go in with, I think that's either butter or Puder, whatever one I just touched. And I'm using my NYX Morphe brush, and I'm really focusing this on the outer edge of my eye and then going into that crease, as you can see. Since this is a darker brown and we want to concentrate that where the darker colors are going to be, I will be patting that color down before I swoosh it in that crease, and you will see me patting on the inner corner too. And you can see when I open my eyes that eye is a lot darker at the base of it. And you'll always see me at the end of, before I switch to like the next color, look up and make sure both eyeballs are matching each other. Then taking that same Morphe brush I did my transition with, I'm just cleaning the three similar colors together. Then I am going to take Roxanne. So I am really focusing this color in my crease and my outer edges of my eye. Since we're doing a halo-ish eye, you'll see I'm going back and forth. I'm not being too crazy careful about keeping it away, but you'll see I'm keeping that very center of the eye blank. First blending brush, we'll keep going in anytime we add another color and just mixing it all around. Oh, see how I didn't show that shade? It's still Roxanne. We are just going Roxanne. I tend to do that. I don't like to have a heavy hand. when I'm first going with the shade, because I never know what's going to happen. So as you'll see, I'm doing that same thing I did the first time with Roxanne, but it's really deepening it up, patting more instead of blending them all together. And then I'm taking that first blending brush and swishing it all around. It's starting to look like we got punched in the face, but it'll come together, I promise. Next, I'm going in with my dirty Wet n Wild brush and the blue, which is Twerk. I'm going to be patting this. This this Wet n Wild brush is a definite flat packing brush. You can see I'm kind of actually going all over the eye with that blue. I was scared about the pigment, and I had previously tried this, and it was okay. It all comes together in the end, don't worry. So I'm just packing that blue on the outer V, bringing it in slightly to the center. But this is definitely pack, 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 little swipe, little swipe. And then in that inner corner, pack, 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 swipe, swipe, swipe. And I lightly go over the middle of my eye, but because since we're going with a kind of dark color in the middle too, it's okay. And this, I will continually be packing this color on. I didn't want to go in with a heavy hand because I was nervous. And then I will take that crease brush, since it's very flat and rounded, and then I slightly just curve over the crease in the top to connect the blue lines out the top. I use a very light hand for this, not the padding like we do at the outer edges. I probably pack on with this blue color maybe 4 or 5 times. And you'll see after I pack on a couple amount of times, I'm swishing over the top, but still leaving that hole in the center of my eye. If for some reason you maybe bring that blue up too high, don't freak out. That's why I keep going in with a pretty light hand, and I'd rather build it up. So that way if I accidentally take the blue a little too high, I'm comfortable with just taking some of that transition and blending it out. And what I'm doing there, I'm trying to carve out a V on the outer edge there. That eye does not have as much of a defined outer edge V, so sometimes you will see me kind of take the tip of this brush to try to carve right there, carve out more of an outer edge. And then my blending brush with nothing on it, I'm going back and forth to kind of mix that blue in with those like brown transition colors we have. And I'm doing it again. I told you I keep going in. I wasn't sure how deep I wanted to go with this blue. It's up to you. And then blending brush, I will keep doing this, going back in after I pat that blue on and blend it out. Then I'm going in with the first star of the show, Colourpop Super Shock in Rex. It was where I got the idea for this look. I'm taking Equal Tools. It's a double-sided brush. It is pretty flat, and it did distribute this product pretty well. It's flat and round, and I'm going to go over those same blue spots that I had before in the same motion. Really, I'm going to be patting this down, patting, and then swishing again. Not going in the center of the eye, but pushing the product towards it. Same thing in the inner corner. Definitely almost moving my eye with it to really lay down that color. I will bring it up, top, over, in the middle, just to connect the two lines. And then I'm doing that where I'm trying to bring that V into my eye by switching the brush one way and the other to carve out the V on the edge. Taking the blending brush, and this is where I'll try to blend this together. I keep that blending brush pretty high up. I'm just trying to get right where the blue is meeting those browns. You're seeing the blue come up a little bit into those brown colors, which is good because it makes a gradient transition. Then I'm going in with our next star of the show, which is Royalty. We're taking my e.l.f. flat brush, spraying with Fix Plus, sprayed it on myself, dipping that into Royalty, and this is where I'm focusing in the center of the eye, dabbing it back and forth, bring that pretty much up to the crease. And this is where I'm starting to go off camera a little bit, because you really need to get close in your mirror to make sure you're placing that product where you want to go. And I will keep laying that down to intensify the purple color. Don't worry about getting this into any of the blue color, because we will mix it up and fix it. Going back in with Rex, and this is where we're going to fix that in case you took the purple further than you wanted it to, kind of just blending it together. You'll see I'm not patting it down too much as I'm mixing it in with that purple. I'm going back in there with that purple now. I really just want to intensify that purple to kind of pop. As you can see, the more we mix these two together, they're really blending well, where you don't know where the blue necessarily begins or where the purple begins. No beginning and ends. And then again, I will keep going back in now with the blue. I'm really just trying to make a mix mash together. Blending brush, like I said, we'll keep going in. I do not add product. When I go back in with this, it's just to blend it out. So any fluffy brush will do. Now I was going in more with that. The first crease brush we use for twerk, just defining that crease a little bit more and making sure all the colors are in the crease. Now I'm taking a makeup wipe. This is how I get a pretty sharp defined edge before I put my makeup on, as well as get all the fall up out. You'll check it out. Make sure everything looks good. Now I'm doing my face. We're going in with that Too Faced Poured and Primeless. I don't know if I said it right any time, but this is honestly my favorite primer ever. Nothing compares to it that I can find. Then going with my Tarte Amazonian Clay foundation in light medium sand. It's my favorite foundation. It's pretty full cover. It is full coverage. On a flat top kabuki. This is just one of my Amazon ones. You'll see me pressing this into the skin all over. I have a lot of redness in my face, and I really like how this neutralizes it. Going in with the Tarte Shape Tape in the L'Oreal Pro Glow. I like using the Tarte Shape Tape more for my dark circles. It's light neutral in that color. And then I like using the L'Oreal Pro Glow, more of a highlighting. Where I took Tarte Shape Tape, and I use this more to highlight. Taking my beauty blender or Real Technique sponge, spraying with Fix Plus because I'm too lazy to get up, dampening it, dancing with it. What else should you do right now? And then pouncing that into my face. This is great with the tip of that Real Technique sponge. You can help you get where you carved out your eye look, and just patting it down into there. It really makes that V cut. I get some red spots around my nose. It always looks like I'm either wearing glasses or sunglasses, so you'll see me put a little bit more coverage there. Now going with MAC Pro Emphasize. I love this powder. It's incredibly brightening for the under eyes. And using my Forever e.l.f., I'm not sure, it might be a concealer brush, but patting this under the eyes to set them and brighten. Now going in with the Airspun, what is it, Coty powder or something, I don't remember. In Big Fluffy, a Real Techniques Big Fluffy brush, and then I'm just kind of setting the rest of my face. Then I'm going with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Foundation Stick in Fawn. I use this to cream contour. Take it from the top of my ear and a line down towards my mouth. I have Real Techniques, I think this is like a sculpting brush, and I just pat it in, push it up a little bit. You'll see this blends very nicely. Then I like to turn it to the side and swipe it in to get some better coverage. That was me debating if I need more. So then I use that foundation stick and I'll hit the top corners of my forehead, almost into the hairline, to balance out the dark places, and then along my jaw, every place we want to create some shadows. And then I'll take that same brush, push it into the hairline, make it look more natural. And a great way for you when you're contouring is to keep blending it in, and it will always look more natural. Next, we're going to go in with that Butter Bronzer, and I'm just going to go over the contour. It's a little less precise, so instead of just a clean cut contour, I like to go over with the bronzer. The contour cuts it in with a darker shade, and the bronzer just bronzes up that whole face, as well as darkening the contour that was already there. And I will take that on the top and below on my neck as well. This is with, I think it's the Real Techniques. It might be the blush brush, but I always use it for bronzer. Next, I'm going to take that Airspun powder and eat it. It's like I'm taking the Eco Tools new brush. It's the one that has the flat edge. I like to bake with this. I'm just cutting out kind of messily that bronzer. I didn't want too much of a cut, but just in case I was too messy or took it too far, I'm going to clean it up a little bit. I like the Airspun because it's not too white. It's more of like a skin color. Then I'm taking that Pro MAC Emphasize powder again, and I'm really going to brighten up the under eyes again. I will push this in. It's kind of baking with it. It's going to look a little intense at first. It's a great highlighting powder. Next, I'm doing my eyebrows and putting on some lashes. Oh, I just did my eyebrows, actually. So then I'm going in with Hustle. I want to say this is like a lighter, I don't know, not like a lilac or taupey color. And I'm popping this in right onto the purple color because I kind of wanted to brighten the middle a little bit. It's really going to bring some light into that middle over the purple. The purple's eye-catching, but it's very blended well in with the blue. So I wanted to brighten it a little bit. And you can see already, it doesn't necessarily take the purple away. I think it just enhances it and lightens it a little. Put on some lashes. And these lashes are the Gala Kiss Faux Mink lashes. I'm obsessed with these lashes. Then I don't like putting mascara on first. I'd rather go in after. So that's Maybelline Falsies mascara, which is one of my holy grail mascaras. And I'm going to take the big fluffy and blend away the bake at the bottom. And that's when I'm going to also take away that pretty heavy bake we have under the eyes. I just like it because it brightens it up the under eyes a lot. And if you have dark circles like me, we want them bees bright. Now we are going in with Pool Party. I really like this color. And I'm going to take an e.l.f. smudging brush, and I am going to be putting this all under my lower lash line. I'm even going to be pushing this into the waterline. I will say this went beautifully into the waterline and stayed very well. Then I'm taking the Morphe, I don't know, something, I don't know, it's an eye pencil brush, and I'm just kind of smudging out that blue. It doesn't have any product on it. Taking that color, that Hustle color again, and I'm using this for my inner corner because I, again, really like Hustle. It's the one we have in the middle of our eye, so I thought I would add it into the inner corner. That was a lot of ends. Next, we're taking the e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush, is I think what it's called, and we're using the In Light, that first shade, as a brow bone highlight. I'll take it from the front of the brow to the back of the brow. Use the Tarte Amazonian Clay Blush in Sensual. I like this. I like to say it's like nude mauve. It's nothing too crazy since we went intense on the eyes. A more neutral blush will do on a Morphe E4, which is what I go in with all of my blushes. Looking at the eyes, making sure they're okay. I like it, so that's good, right? We've put all that work. This is Anastasia, Beverly Hills, Nicole Guerrerio. Going in, I'm excited going with some highlight. Believe that's Glow Getter. Taking my Eco Tools brush. I don't know. It's one I always use to highlight. And you can see this is a pretty tense highlight there. Putting it at the tops of where I had blush. And then going around the curvature of my face. A little nose highlight. And then I'll do my Cupid's bow. I like taking the white for the Cupid's bow. I don't know. I like the bright white on top of there. Almost like a highlight at the very top of the lips. I like to take the my blush brush again with no product and kind of blend the highlight and blush together so it's not like a line. I'm taking Stockholm. It's a NYX matte lip cream, which is my favorite color. It's kind of nudie, beigey. I don't know. I just love it. I love the formula of the NYX matte lip cream, so I'm going to put that on first. Then I decided to take Jefree Star Liquid Lip, and I'm new. I'm obsessed with these two combinations now. And I'm popping that in the center of my lips and kind of bringing it out. You'll see me mixing these two together. And that is all for this video. I'm going to awkwardly move my head around to show off this look because I think that's what I was supposed to do. But, and I'll zoom in as well. So, alright guys, I hope you enjoy. Please comment, rate, link, subscribe, thumbs up, down, anything else. Alright, bye guys.